Okay, real quick, because I got a mystery guest, but it's not a mystery guest to us. It's a mystery guest only to Billy.
I don't know who it is.
What?
No, it's not.
It's not?
Nope.
Why?
Because Billy knows.
Oh, Billy knows?
Yeah.
How did he know?
He ran into him in the bathroom.
Oh. Good work again, Fafa.
Way to stash the guest.
Well, then what good is having the guy in?
Well, I can't send him away now.
Do I know?
But you would never guess who it is. It was a funny story.
Oh, it was a Billy story.
Is it the... No.
Well, don't guess
Billy
now,
still
Billy.
wants to guess.
Billy still wants to
How many
guess.
people do you think are here that you would know?
I want to suspend everybody's belief.
How did you mess this up?
I was in here. I had the guest coming at 7:30. Billy comes in at
Gary,
7
you know
o'clock.
that they could come in at the same time. You got to make arrangements for that.
Yeah, I didn't think that he'd be here this early. He was not due here till 7:25. Billy gets in the studio at 7 o'clock and never leaves.
It's my fault. My butt gave us away.
So you met him in the bathroom?
Uh-huh.
So what happened? What was Billy's reaction when he saw you?
He was pretty cool about it. He just turned around and kind of went like this, but then composed himself real quick.
So was this the first time you saw Billy since the show?
Yeah, I've seen him on television a few times, but not.
No, but you've never run into him like personally, you know.
No, he's beyond my means now.
What do you mean by that? He's beyond
He's a very well-to-do fellow now. He doesn't assort with lower types anymore.
I had this really cool thing planned.
Yeah.
See, Billy, who works on our show, who does all those great voices, does the voice of Ren and Stimpy. Mm-hmm. And he got hired by this unknown guy to be the voice of, which one were you first?
Well, originally I was supposed to be both.
No. Forget about originally. Which one did you get?
Well, I was hired, contracted to do the voice of Stimpy.
All right, Stimpy.
Yes.
All right. So
the cat.
Yeah, Billy was hired to be Stimpy the cat on Ren and Stimpy, and the voice for Stimpy is the Larry Fine voice that he does on our show.
Yeah. Super.
Let me hear that.
Happy, happy, joy, joy.
Do Larry Fine.
Hey Mo, I peed on my shoe.
Yeah, that voice. So. I guess this guy who was creating Ren and Stimpy heard you on the show, or something. I don't know. I don't know how you got that job, but somehow you got it, right?
I met him in 1988.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, so, anyway, he hired Billy. He gave Billy a break and let him be Stimpy. So the guy who created Ren and Stimpy gets fired by Nickelodeon, right?
Yeah.
And I guess he expected Billy to leave with him. Billy just took the guy's job and
he did both
voices.
Oh.
Screwed him over. But you know what? I don't blame Billy for what he did. I would have screwed the guy over too.
Nope.
It would have been silly.
All right, get the guy in here now that it's not a surprise. It sucked. I had a whole thing planned. It would have been funny.
Oh, well.
So you ran into him in the bathroom? Were you shocked?
No, not really. I mean, I just haven't seen him in a long time.
So the great reunion happened in the bathroom.
Yeah, so any type of dynamic happened in the bathroom because Baba Booey doesn't know how to put this show together.
Oh, dear.
What kind of dynamic? I'm standing there going, you know.
Oh, wow. You're the guy who created Ren and Stimpy, huh? John K.
No, that's the guy who created.
Oh, there he is. Billy. Who's the babe with you?
Oh, these are my pals here. This is.
No, I mean, who's the girl?
This is Leslie. That's my.
Sit down and talk into
Sit down. Now, you got to get in the microphone. You hippie artists are like too out there.
He doesn't look like a hippie artist.
He looks like one of those beatniks.
I'm not a hippie. You're the hippie.
No, but you know what I mean? You look like one of those guys in the village who are like avant-garde or something, right?
Hey, very clean
I'm a decent
cut,
American.
No,
Actually,
but I mean,
I'm a decent Canadian.
he's clean cut, but he's got the wacky glasses.
Yeah, he looks like somebody who'd be in the fashion district, actually.
Yeah, it looks like Buddy Holly's father.
Actually, we are going to be.
Really?
Uh-huh.
You're gonna be in the fashion district?
I'm here promoting my new line of clothes with Cy Devor.
You are an animator, right? I mean, by trade. And what are the odds of having a hit cartoon? About 1 billion to 1?
Probably something like that. There's
Right.
about 50 new cartoons every year.
And I, you know, just to even get Ren and Stimpy on the air, to convince somebody that Ren and Stimpy would be the thing to produce, because it's very expensive to produce animation. It could be like $300,000 for a half hour, right?
It's even more.
It's more.
Now it is, yeah.
And Ren and Stimpy is like real minimal.
Yeah, it wasn't the
Ren
most
and
elaborate
Stimpy's
No,
cartoon.
it was high end.
Was it high end?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought,
Especially now.
really? Didn't look high end to me.
Yeah, I would think Batman was high end.
Yeah, I would think like Bugs Bunny's high end.
Well, I mean, compared to like Beavis and Butthead,
Well, Beavis and Butthead's real minimal.
yeah.
And they have Koreans drawing that, who barely know what the hell they're doing. Did you have Koreans drawing?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Sure did.
super.
I guess that you can't get it done without Korean.
Those Koreans draw like...
Airplane hangars full of Koreans.
Yeah,
Boy, are they fast.
yeah, that's what they do. All the animation that you see, they never do in America because Koreans, for some reason, are willing to draw little pictures.
Well, haven't you seen those artists who, they
Yeah.
draw so fast?
What do the Koreans do? They get an airplane hanger, they pack them in there, and then they just have them
Scribble.
draw each little hand movement and stuff at a time. They have to keep redrawing and drawing and drawing. You think with a computer now, you wouldn't have to keep drawing the
Yeah.
same thing over and over again. You know what I mean, John?
They'll get to that point. But right now, it's the Mongolian hordes.
Is it really? The Mongolian hordes just sit there and draw these little pictures over and over again.
And what does it take?
Communists.
8,000 of these drawings for one frame.
Yeah. What do? You just shove rice under the door and they keep drawing.
We don't do it. We get other people to do
Isn't that cool, though? I mean,
No,
like,
it's not cool.
think of all the poor black people that could be drawing here.
No,
but they
he's
want.
talking about the fact that pretty soon the computer's going to put all those Koreans out of work.
Oh, that's going to be great. I can't wait for that day.
it. No, that won't put them out of work. They'll be on the computers.
Oh, will they? Yeah, you're
He
right.
won't need as many.
Right. Well, there'll be other Koreans that'll have to fix.
To fix the
Yeah, right.
computers, I see.
Massive unemployment hit Korea today when all cartoon were done by computer. So anyway, that's pretty, a lot of people don't realize that. All that cartooning work isn't done here because we're so greedy with our unions
Very
and
little
stuff.
is done here anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. Like, you'd think all the black people who live in Harlem could be drawing little pictures.
Why do you say black people in Harlem?
You know, the people who are underprivileged in this country.
Then say the people who are underprivileged.
Well, no, it's black people in Harlem that are underprivileged. They've been screaming that for years. I keep seeing it on the news. How come you don't give any, these little pictures to draw to our black people?
We do, actually.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy, we actually brought back a lot of the artwork that is traditionally done overseas.
And give it to the black people?
Yes. So
Like it's Billy, John.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Billy's a black person.
yeah.
He is kind of black.
Born in Detroit.
Yeah.
It's close.
Yeah. No, you know what I
As
mean.
many as we could find.
Are any little pictures drawn in this country?
Yeah, we did a lot of all the poses on Ren and Stimpy were done here.
Oh.
Normally, that's completely done in Korea or China.
Yeah. It's always people with yellow
China,
skin.
Korea.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're willing to work. Like, what do you have to pay a Chinese guy to draw pictures?
Buck's Uncle Ben's.
You know what it is? Their actual writing, their letters,
Are
little
pictures.
pictures. So they love to. They have a lot of practice drawing pictures.
Well, they had a head start.
Yeah, those aren't words. Those
Letters.
pictures. Those aren't letters. Those are pictures.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You ever see that funny Chinese writing?
Backwards, upside down.
Yeah, right. Yeah, John knows what I'm talking about. He's been over there. You've been over to China? and
Yeah,
stuff?
I was in Taiwan for a bit.
Right. And what is it? Why? What are they for? Like pennies? They're willing to draw those pictures?
Comparatively, yeah.
Wow.
Pretty cheap.
It's a shame that we can't draw them here. It'd be neat. I mean, half of Harlem would be working.
Yeah, but it's also a shame we can't enslave people like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not into that.
Unions won't
We
let
got
us.
over that stage.
That's stupid. We should enslave some people here. And those people aren't
funny, huh?
enslaved. They just want to work for cheap.
Oh, please. That's all there is to do
Hmm.
for work.
Do you guys have to pay for the crayons, or do they
Bring their own.
bring their own crayons?
We send them to 'em.
No, you know what they do? They probably charge them every time they break a point.
Yeah.
They leave there with no money.
Anyway, John, we're getting sidetracked. So you come up with this idea for Ren and Stimpy, and you convince Nickelodeon to do it, and it was a pretty out there idea. It was a pretty far out cartoon, right? And
I always thought it was kind of normal.
yeah, but you know what I mean. But getting it on TV
It was
couldn't have been
different.
easy. It couldn't be easy because at the time it seemed really peculiar and odd, right?
It took about 10 years to sell it.
You know,
Really?
we were talking about the age of Muppet Babies and
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
So 10 years to sell it, that's no easy feat. So you finally conceive this thing, get it all together, you get it on Nickelodeon, it takes you 10 years to sell it, you get it on the air, it's a hit, you hire Billy to be one of the voices, you give him a break because you remembered him from years ago, right?
Uh-huh.
And then Nickelodeon decides,
Should we take our shirts off?
then Nickelodeon decides to
What happened with Nickelodeon?
fire you because you're difficult, because you were not producing enough episodes fast enough, because you said, hey, look, we can't just produce episodes. You got to have some good scripts and you got to have some funny ideas. Let's have a couple of less episodes, but make the show high quality, correct?
It's sort of the opposite of that.
What was it? You
We were
wanted low quality.
No,
and-
we were
What?
we were producing them too fast and too cheap. So
Oh.
they took them over and produced them slower and more expensive.
And that upset you.
No, well, yeah, I guess it would upset.
Why did you care how fast or slow they produced them?
Because I wanted to work on them.
Oh, I see. They took over the production of them, and therefore people thought it was your work, and it wasn't your work.
No, I don't think anybody thinks it's our work anymore.
Right. So
when they started the faster or slower production, you were gone already.
Well, it's kind of, a long story, but we were in the middle of the second season when they took it over, so they finished up some of the ones that we started.
Right. Isn't that nice? They take the creator of it and squeeze them out.
Yeah, you're gone.
According to John, anyway. I'm sure they have their own side of the story. But go ahead, John. Since you're here, we'll give your side of the story. Screw them.
Well, the idea is that Nickelodeon was sitting there with a hole in their time slot.
So, John, are you mad at Billy?
No,
Be
I'm
honest.
proud of him. No,
Be honest.
No, Billy's a good guy.
He is?
Yeah, he paid him back.
How?
No, listen, here's what happened.
No, be honest.
When
You're
you
a little perturbed, are you not?
No.
Oh, come
No.
on.
Cut Billy some slack. He's proud of his chosen profession.
No, I know Billy's proud, but the thing is that you guys were kind of a team. You were doing the voice and everything together. You were the hey, how you do the voice, whatever that is.
I don't know if I can do it anymore.
Yes, you can. Come
Then
on,
I'll
don't be
get
a baby.
arrested.
Go ahead, do it. Hey.
Oh, what I am gonna do to you.
Right. See, and then Billy would do his other little goofy voice. What's that?
You bloated sack of protoplasm.
Right. So you guys used to get together and do the voices and everything.
Hey, Ren, will you button me?
And then when you got fired, Billy stayed with the cartoon and took over your voice.
Did you really expect Billy to leave?
Yeah.
You did. You did expect Billy to leave.
Well, he told me he was going to.
He did.
Oh, really? You backstabbing? little fidget.
No. Let me
So
finish
Billy
the
said to
story.
you that he was going to leave.
He was going to leave, but then he called me up. He and his agent called me up, and they said, "Listen, John, we were going to leave, but I decided we're going to pay Nickelodeon back instead.
Right.
We'll get him for you.
Right.
How?
We're going to gouge him really good.
Oh, I see. Billy's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah, we're going to make a fortune off it.
And they were going to give you the money.
Well,
No.
yeah, Billy gives me a cut.
He does, really?
He
Is
I'll
that
get a
true?
kickback. Uh-huh.
Billy, is
When
that
the
true?
first,
You pay him a kickback?
You glad
Right
I
away.
work for you?
Is that true?
No.
No. Oh.
right
I was going to
after
say,
the
what are
show.
you, nuts?
What daydream am I waking up in the middle of?
So, in other words, there is a little bit of animosity.
No. This isn't what Billy did for me.
All right, go ahead.
Right after he took over the show, he sent me a box of Red Hots.
Right.
Now, I'm not talking about 6 Red Hots.
All right.
Not 12 Red Hots.
box
Not
of
a
Red
couple
Hots.
of packages. A box of Red Hots.
Why?
Like a case.
Why did he send you a case
That's
of
my
Red Hot?
cut.
Oh, I see.
That's my
So
cut.
you are pissed.
Yeah,
Yeah, come on.
He's doing comedy.
Yeah, right. No, in other words, you spent 10 years getting your dream on the air, and it would have helped if there was solidarity. If Billy and everyone else walked out, they probably would have had to bring you back. True? And listen to some of your demands.
That definitely would have happened, yeah.
Right.
Oh.
But that's okay. We got another cartoon coming up.
Oh, you do?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but what are the odds of it being as successful as Ren and Stampy?
Will you be?
Should be better. Should
Really?
be more successful.
Would you be
We have
hiring
practice now.
Billy?
Will you be hiring Billy to do one of the voices?
I can't afford Billy.
Is that right? Hey, Billy, man, you're something. I would have done the same thing. Hey, he's not there. What are you supposed to do?
What, were we going to live in a 4th-floor walk-up in Hollywood or something together?
But John probably feels you should have had some integrity and cared about the quality of the product and everything. True, John?
That
Be
was
honest.
only one segment of my life, though. I mean,
No,
it was
Billy,
like, it was an
Billy,
assignment.
John feels, hey, this was an important cartoon. It was breakthrough. And in order to keep the quality high and to keep your reputation intact,
Yeah.
you should have been in solidarity with John. Am I correct, John?
As an artist.
Well, it wasn't just me. You got to understand there was like 50 people got fired.
Right.
It wasn't one person.
Billy
The
slept
whole
every
thing.
night. He could care less.
Hasn't missed a night.
Hasn't missed a night of sleep.
Sleeps like a baby.
And Billy probably feels like, hey, look, this is a dopey cartoon. You know what I mean? But seriously, this is how I would think. I'd be like, hey, I got hired to be a voice on a cartoon. They want me to do 2 voices? I'll do 2 voices.
50 voices.
Sounds
He
like
did
John.
all the voices.
Yeah,
I
right.
did them all.
It sounds like John's mad at you.
No, this
does
is
it?
this
Yeah.
is like Dean and Jerry getting back here.
Right. No, it sounds like he's upset that you didn't have like this integrity that he had. 10 years he worked on. To you it wasn't 10 years. You stepped into gold.
Yeah.
Clover.
This was John's dream. Am I right, John?
Well, it wasn't just. It was sort of like the cartoonist dream.
Right.
It was the first cartoon that was completely designed, directed, and written by cartoonists in
Right.
about 30 years. So kind of the whole industry was hanging on it.
Right.
And it all crumbled because of Billy.
So you're saying Billy has no artistic integrity?
Well, Billy's not an artist. He's not one. Well, he's an artist in a different sense, but he's not a.
Well,
You're
Billy
not a
claims
cartoon artist.
Billy claims to like care about cartoons and everything, right? That's like your big love.
I do, but I'm called to perform vocally. I mean, I don't draw, and I'm not an animator.
Right.
Wreck the industry. I didn't realize I was such a powerful man in the industry.
I'm going to ask this girl over here what John really feels, because John, what has John said in private?
Come on.
I think he's healing.
Do you think he's healing? Was he really mad at Billy?
I want to see them kiss, though.
Was he really mad at Billy, though?
Will I get fired?
No, you can be honest. Come on, it's freedom of speech.
From what I hear, I wasn't around when it happened, but from what I hear, it was, he was there at the top of the pack, yeah.
No kidding.
Am I right?
Well, I think that the most entertaining incident was Billy on Conan O'Brien.
Right.
Describing how he created Ren and Stimpy. I thought that was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I never did that.
Well, I mixed in a little bit of Kirk Douglas with Peter Lorre and threw in some Burl Ives and came up with John.
I described
So that
what
hurt,
the voice was. They asked me what it was, and I used to describe what all the elements were because I got the original descriptions and everything, and when I was asked to perform the characters, that's what I had to go off.
Right.
You know.
Are there pictures of Billy in your house with darts in them?
No.
But you said Billy's name in conjunction with curse words before.
Right. So he used to go around cursing out Billy and stuff?
No. Billy was trapped. Come on. He was doing like
You're
50 other
backpedaling.
shows.
The girlfriend here. Is this your girlfriend?
Assistant.
But you guys make love, don't you?
I don't think so.
Really? John's making love, and I think. Do you make love with her?
He has a lovely girlfriend.
Oh, does he?
Yes. Animator also.
So John.
Eleanor, do you hear me?
So John was really pissed at Billy. That's cool. I like that.
It's
love it.
feeling pretty icy in here.
Yeah. I like all the tension. I live on this. I'm not going to any commercial breaks, I'll tell you that. I don't want to be in here for that. What?
The guys from E were telling me, I guess John's a pretty interesting guy.
Yeah.
They said that E, I guess, went over to interview him recently.
Yeah.
And he was doing a reading from his, I guess he's working on a new cartoon.
Yeah.
And I guess he really gets into it when he reads. And they said that he just went wild and started throwing lamps against the wall and breaking tables and stuff while he was doing his reading within the character.
Really, John?
Me, I'm a mild-mannered sort.
I don't know,
They
John.
said they got a tape.
Can you do that reading?
George. Do George for them.
Yeah, what's George?
brewing now.
Let me see. It looks like
Give him
you.
the George
He looks like,
ready to-
he looks like a serial
he's
killer.
You look like you're
percolating.
ready to kill somebody,
He's
John.
percolating.
I can't get a read on you.
Do what George would
He's
do.
shooting looks at Billy, I'll tell you that.
Oh man.
You want to kick Billy's ass?
pals.
Yeah.
I'm in the firing line.
He's a big man now.
So, John, you're really into cartoons, right?
Yeah, I like cartoons.
Yeah. Let me hear this guy, George. Let me see you do that.
Can I do the opening to our new George Liquor cartoon on
Yeah,
Fox?
just do a little bit. I mean, don't get
little?
crazy. Yeah, go ahead.
But I want to get into it, though.
All right, get into it.
We might tear up the studio. I'm afraid.
Is it dangerous?
Wilfred, let me show you.
Oh, this is George?
This is George Liquor, American.
Oh, yeah, very nice.
Real manly.
Good
kind of
drawing.
guy, huh?
Hey, I'll do the voices. Want me to do some voices?
Do George.
No, I mean, why don't you hire me to do some voices? I won't screw you like Billy did. I won't be a little backstabber. Hey, I'll quit if you quit. Seriously.
All right, you're hired.
Hello! Hi! This is George! How you doing? Hey, eat me. Oh. How's that? You like that voice?
Great.
Let me hear you.
This one.
You're perfect.
Hi, this is George. How you doing? You like that voice? I can do the same stupid crap Billy does. Oh, look, this is George. How are you? Yeah, how's that? Oh, that's real hard. All
Well, let's hear what George is supposed
right, let me hear what
to sound
George is
like.
supposed to sound like. You work, George.
All right.
Go ahead.
Hello, I'm George Liquor, American. Today's story is the lesson of meat. Now let me tell you about meat. I don't care what you're reading in those women's magazines. Meat is good for you.
So, in other words, George is a guy who is not afraid to like meat.
Oh no, meat is.
Right. He's an all-American.
He's a meat eater
He's a meat.
Oh, I get the idea. Okay. Well, where's this going to air? George.
on Fox.
On Fox? Oh, so that's a better deal than Nickelodeon. Now, what happened when Nickelodeon fired you? Did they still have to pay you? You know, because you own the idea.
Yeah, we tricked him into giving us a cut.
Yeah, well, you have to get a cut because didn't you create Ren and Stimpy and all that? Yeah. See, Billy?
So you didn't take all the money.
But it broke your heart because you felt the quality of Ren and Stimpy went downhill once you left. And
Well, it broke our bank for a while.
right. But Billy profited greatly off your leaving.
Billy, did you realize the carnage left in your wake?
Yes, I did, Robin.
Ooh. And you had no remorse.
No remorse.
You slept every night like a baby.
Like a baby.
Right. And you watched Billy on Conan and you were steaming, huh?
Actually, I didn't watch him. We have the somebody
taped it.
Monitoring my
Somebody
career,
called
are you? Watching me a little too closely?
I like that Billy has a whole thing going on. Billy's a little backstabber. I have to keep that in the back
Watch
of my mind.
that.
Yeah.
I'll get you.
Next
Yeah.
thing you know, he'll have created this.
Yeah. Yeah, so what happened when you... Who was in charge of taping Conan? Was that your job?
Oh, no, that was long before my time.
Oh, but you heard about it.
I keep hearing about it, yes.
Yeah. Because, John, you created the voice of Ren.
Well, no, I stole it. I stole
Yeah,
it from
but it was Peter Lorre. But it was your idea to use the Peter Lorre voice.
Yeah.
Not Billy's.
No. Right.
And you were mad because Billy was going
Billy
on there
didn't
saying...
even give you credit.
Billy should have credited the great John Kay, right?
When Billy goes on talk shows, Billy has to talk about Billy.
You can't remember who created Ren?
No.
Oh, man.
Well, I always say, don't do business with short guys, John. I always say it. They're always angry.
You fell into the trap
And John's a nice, tall man. Gentle.
and got plenty of hair. Billy resented you right from the very beginning.
Billy kicked your ass in his own way.
Targeted.
Maybe he can't beat you up, you know.
Saw him coming.
Yeah,
Nothing about you, Lex.
that's right. Wow. A lot of tension in this room, isn't there?
Get Billy to kiss John.
I think we should take a bath together.
Do you guys want to hug and make up?
Clean up the filth.
Can there be a hug? Or you're too angry?
I'll hug Billy.
Yeah.
Kiss him.
Choking and
Get over
hugging
here.
are two different things.
All right, go ahead. Billy, sit on John's lap.
Give him a spanking.
Yeah.
Take your pants down.
Go ahead, hug. You guys ought to make up. Come
Over
on.
the knee.
Come on. There's no more animosity? You forgive Billy about the Conan appearance?
There you go.
Billy, you want to apologize or something? Or you don't feel you have anything to apologize for?
No.
No?
No, I'm a craftsman, Howard.
You're a craftsman?
Yeah.
All right.
Applying my craft. God damn it.
Do it into the mic.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
John, don't you think he should say he's sorry a little bit?
He's not allowed to apologize.
Do you think he has something to apologize for? Seriously. Do you?
That's a
In
yes.
all seriousness, you do. He should apologize for taking your voice and doing it and not sticking by the crew, right?
Right.
I don't see it that way.
You don't? You don't?
Apologize. Come on, you know.
Just apologize.
You've been there.
You won't apologize?
No.
No. All right.
No. See, you thought I didn't have principles. I do.
Yeah, the principal is in his bank account.
Let me ask the assistant, because you guys are obviously having a hard time. Do you think Billy should apologize?
I think Billy should kiss John's butt.
No, come on.
Whoa.
What, for giving him the job, you mean?
Into the mic.
But I mean, Billy, why?
Well, because he took over the voice. He shouldn't have done it.
Yes,
He
but
shouldn't have-
I thanked him for doing good work while I worked for him.
Right. And then he continued to work for these other people.
Thanks that anybody would get from me.
You shouldn't have worked for them.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, who was going to help me out when I was pedaling around looking for work?
Yeah, who
You?
helped out 50 people who didn't have jobs
I'm
because
not
of that.
responsible for those 50 people. I didn't create the situation.
Wow. Billy, you better go sit down.
Yeah, okay.
John's going to kick your ass.
Wow. I'm a good fighter, too.
Oh my.
Hey, the girlfriend's really on fire.
Girlfriend, she's the assistant.
Or whatever.
Take the
That's
mic.
some assistant. Hubba.
Billy might need the mic for a weapon.
Jackie, isn't this great?
It's fun, unbelievable.
Fred, do you love this?
I'm getting chills.
Tension, and it's not even from Fred.
Robin, is there tension in the room?
Oh, please. I see icicles forming.
Really?
I can feel it all the way in here. I'm
Really?
in another room.
Now they're staring each other down.
I think the girl can open up the whole thing here.
Yeah, she knows more
She
than...
knows the true
She knows
emotions and
everything.
she's willing to reveal.
She doesn't know how much she's allowed to say. You know?
You could say whatever you want. I'm giving you permission.
Are you going to give me a job?
Yes. I'm going to give you Jackie's
Unlike
job.
Billy, we care if you have a job.
Right.
later.
I don't know, but Billy looks awfully nervous. Is he always this nervous?
Well, I mean, it's uncomfortable for Billy. I mean, he's not usually in the spotlight.
Yeah.
He's usually screaming about black people.
No,
and
he's
stuff.
a talented guy, but he
Right.
just can't do Ren very well. That's all.
Oh, so you feel John did the
John did Ren better.
Well, he mixes them up. When I hear it now, it sounds like Ren is Stimpy, doesn't it?
John, is that true?
I don't see that many of them.
But the ones that you saw, did you feel that Ren?
It's a little bit like the Stimpy and Stimpy show.
It is. You feel both sound like Stimpy. Oh boy.
Now they're attacking him professionally.
Yeah, right.
He's a very talented
It's not
guy.
money now, it's talent, you know?
I like Billy. Billy, I think you're talented.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He's very talented,
All right.
but
Okay.
just not in doing Ren, that's all.
I see. He's good at Stimpy.
Yeah, excellent.
Right. Well, this has been fun.
Well, all wasn't lost in
Billy.
the bathroom.
What?
I have a message for Billy.
What?
He has to call his manager/wife as soon as he gets off the air.
Oh, is that right?
Oh.
Why doesn't she come on the air? Maybe she can take Billy's side.
Yeah,
in it.
that's what we need.
Yeah, that's what we
Did
need.
she have
the wife.
anything to do with the negotiation when Billy?
Hey, was she involved in this at all?
No.
None at all.
okay.
She is now.
Now she is.
She must have something to say now.
Checks.
Gee, I had no idea you guys had this animosity.
You think V. West would have anything to say to this young lady? How?
Yeah, right. What is it?
I feel bad for Billy because when his wife called up,
Yeah.
she goes, "You tell Billy to call me as soon as they go to break." I go, "Why, V? You know what's up?" "You tell Billy to call me as soon as they go to break."
What, you know, these wives, why do they call in during... Now Billy's life is even worse.
You think it's bad that John is upset with him? Forget it.
Are you going to
That's
rush to call
nothing.
your wife?
It doesn't matter who's upset with.
I know. My wife's upset with me, so join the club.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Yeah.
What does Billy mean?
a
It doesn't
non-issue.
matter who is upset with
Oh, it matters to him.
No, it doesn't.
Why do you have to call your wife?
I don't.
See what you started, John?
Yeah, Billy's saying he doesn't have to call his wife. It's the first thing he's going to do when
Robin,
you go
you're
to
acting
break.
like a nut. I got a job to do.
I'm acting like a nut.
But why is your wife involved in your job? How come my wife's involved in my job?
You're going to call V when you get off this.
Why are all these women
show.
involved in our jobs? Don't you dare call that wife.
He has to. He's got to go home. You want him to sleep on the floor?
I know. His
Here?
wife wants to get in on this in the worst way.
I'll call her.
Okay.
What is it?
V sounds a little upset, but basically she said, "You ask Billy if Billy wants me. If Billy says he
Yeah.
wants me to come on the air, then I'll
Yes,
come
we
on."
want him to come. We
Well, I
want him
gotta
to come
ask
on the
Billy,
air.
just so
Yes,
she has it on
Billy
the
wants her to come on the air.
Billy's cool.
Right, Bill?
Billy doesn't care who's upset with him.
Billy wants her. This is good, John. His manager now is going to yell at you. Also,
Yeah, you have an assistant here on your behalf. Billy now has his manager on his behalf.
I don't know. Billy's shooting me looks.
I'm the nut, though.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
All right, now Billy's wife is about to get in on this, John.
Oh man.
John Kay, the creator of Ren and Stimpy. Billy, one of the voices of Ren and Stimpy.
Eventually, he became both Ren and Stimpy.
Right. And what is your assistant's name?
Leslie.
Leslie is here, who obviously has ill feeling toward Billy.
And she wasn't even there when this happened.
Right.
That's what I love the best.
You're right.
Where were you when I was practicing all this stuff?
I'd be making more money if you were.
I think you have a bright future in making money. I do.
Yeah.
I think it'll
You
all,
can manage
it'll all
Billy.
come your way.
All right, now Billy's wife's about to enter the
All
fray.
right.
Uh-oh.
So, John, you got this new series coming up on Fox. When does that start?
Actually, it's just in development, so it hasn't actually been sold.
Oh, I see.
We have a comic book coming out, though, with the same characters.
Oh, you do?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so and that's called George?
It's called Comic Book.
Oh, comic book. What's the matter? Where's his wife?
She's not going to come on the air. She just said that this whole thing is very unfair to Billy, and I said, "Well, we don't know the whole
She
story."
could come on and tell.
What's unfair to Billy?
I guess this whole thing, but I don't know. I didn't know exactly what. And she also said that she doesn't want to be painted as a moron. That's what she feels like you guys are
Oh,
painting her.
she's not a moron.
Oh, people are getting too sensitive around here.
But I said we don't know the bigger story. And she
Yeah,
said,
we don't know anything
But
about
she
it.
said that Billy's being, wronged.
You are Billy?
Well, certainly Billy feels that
No.
way.
How come Billy doesn't feel that way?
You
How
don't feel that way?
No.
No.
You don't feel uncomfortable being around John, right?
No.
I do.
Yeah, Billy's the only one who's not uncomfortable.
Explain to your wife it's a comedy show and she shouldn't
I
get too
have.
involved. Tell her not to get that involved.
I have.
Oh, I
All
wish
right.
she'd call back.
Yeah, get around.
Yeah, come on. Get her on the air, Gary.
Come on, V.
Come on, V. It's time for you to come on the air. Look at John. John, you're a weird guy. I could see why Billy be frightened of you.
It's very
Not
intense.
frightened of me.
I don't know. You're a little
High
scary.
maintenance.
Billy and I should be pals.
Oh. So you see, I thought you
really
guys were going to
wanna
come in here and
bury
be
the
pals.
hatchet? Or does he want to poison Billy's food when he's not looking?
No, you like Billy.
Billy's all right.
Yeah.
But he's not looking at Billy when he says that. He's looking at the assistant.
Yeah.
That's because we're on the Howard Show here. He's taking a stick and prodding us,
Yeah, I like this.
which that's okay.
Draw you right out.
So anyway, you're coming out with a book called George. You're obviously here to plug this George thing. And it's called Comic Book.
Called
and it'll
Comic
be out in our stores. And then you're also going to prepare for a Fox pilot,
Yes, we are.
an animated pilot.
Uh-huh.
I see.
Plus, I have to plug Larry Beto.
Who's that?
He makes our those paint kits that we sent you. We make all these.
Oh, really?
Paint by number.
Billy
sets.
says you don't have to plug him. It's like, why give him credit?
You're on this show. You have to talk about John.
Yeah, talk about John Kay. You got to worry about your career, not this other guy's career.
He ain't paying your bills.
All right. Wow, this was great. I enjoyed having this.
Let's do it every day.
No wonder Billy thought it was so wild that I mentioned him on the Tonight Show. He sent me flowers.
Really?
Because of that. Yeah, because he would never have mentioned anybody else, I now realize.
Oh, he's got to promote him.
Well, I'm working on replacing Jay Leno.
Right. And I wouldn't feel any guilt over that either.
No kidding.
No, John, in all fairness to Billy, actually, it's like, hey, look, the guy probably said they're going to continue producing the show. What the hell? I mean, I might as well do the voices, right? They're only going to bring in some other guy to do the voices, I guess.
I had to audition for it.
Right.
You mean you didn't have the job on Say-So?
There was a wall of tapes the size of your house, Robin.
Wow.
So somebody was going to do that anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm sorry you guys staring at each other like that.
Somebody was going to exterminate the Jews anyways.
Right.
Oh! Might as well have been me. Somebody was going to drive the getaway car.
Hey, Billy, I still like you. Well, John, I want to offer my congratulations on your new comic book called The Comics. And that'll be in our stores when?
August.
In August. And I like the characters. They are drawn beautifully. And I would actually like to see Billy involved in this project.
Would you ever work with Billy again?
If I could get him for scale.
He's too expensive now. He's become very, very popular in the cartooning industry.
So you would work with him?
This is very beautifully drawn. He didn't say he'd work with him.
He's like me on a date with Clarence.
If he apologized, I would work with him.
You would?
Mm-hmm. Billy, say you're sorry.
Billy, say you're sorry. That's a big deal.
Bucks.
It's money.
If he was honest about it, I would.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I love this. And Billy, you will not apologize, right?
No.
What happened to Billy's wife?
I don't know. I just have,
She won't come on now?
She just doesn't want to come on, it appears.
Oh.
But it's funny because Ganji and I are sitting out there listening to this thing, and Ganji said there's like something brewing here that's just not happening.
It's right under the surface.
It's ready to blow. We can't figure out what it is.
It's festering.
I know what it is. John feels that, hey, we should have stuck together as a team, put pressure on Nickelodeon, and therefore, but who knows how reasonable John was. John, you might be completely
maybe
unreasonable.
Billy's right. Somebody in those 50 tapes would have gotten the job anyway.
And you might be
gone on.
And you might be really difficult to work with or something, right?
I am.
I mean, yeah, there you go. So,
Was he difficult, Billy?
Billy?
Not to me.
No.
I wanted to leave all the jokes in, so that's difficult.
Right, and they wanted to take him out.
Right.
And you had integrity. See, I admire that. I would have walked out with you, but Billy's a different story.
Now, did Billy go along with? He didn't care about the writing or anything.
I wouldn't. You want to know something?
He said whatever was written on the paper.
Yeah, Billy's hired to do the voice.
I used to embellish.
Billy is hired to do the voice of Ren and Stampy. In Billy's defense, I mean, that's what he's hired to do.
Uh-huh.
I've been in stations where people walked out because they wanted to play certain kind of music and they thought they had integrity, and I said, I have no integrity, I'm staying. So I've done the same thing Billy's done. I'm like, hey, I'll stay. But I see John's
you did
point.
that at one whole station, right? Where
Yeah.
the program director and everybody got fired.
Yeah, but these people were acting like, hey, I said, I got to work. But then again, John's point is well taken. This is a different situation. John created this cartoon.
That's true.
Brought Billy into it and the whole thing. And
you know how you felt when Fred stayed on the air at NBC?
yeah, I mean,
But I left.
Yeah, he did eventually.
He eventually left.
So I don't know. Is Billy a backstabber? Is John a lunatic? I don't know.
Sounds like a little of each.
We weren't there, so we can't really say for sure.
So how'd you get the news that Billy was staying on Ren and Stampy?
Where were you?
I got the package of wieners.
Oh. Did you really send Red Hots?
No.
No.
No, he says that Billy's agent called, right?
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, Billy's agent called? Mm-hmm. And what did he say?
He said we're going to really gouge him.
Oh. And you went, oh, great.
I said, well,
what's in it for me?
That'll make everything great. Thanks.
You're going to get even more money.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get more money out of this situation.
Guess what? Your leaving has made it possible for Billy to do better.
Yeah, I want to thank you.
Put on the hats and blow the horn.
Right on. Jackie, where do you stand on this?
I think it's great. I don't know what. I don't think we're getting the true story of what.
No, I think we are. What truth is being left out?
What more do you need?
John is saying he created this thing. It took him 10 years to come up and sell the whole thing.
Sell it.
And a show of solidarity, he feels everyone should have walked out on the show, and Billy stayed and took over his voice. Do I have it right?
Yes.
And Billy's saying, hey.
It was a job.
I was a job. I did it.
So you think it's a total standoff? You don't think there's a right or a wrong here?
No, we're asking you where you come down on it. Who's right?
I'm just totally entertained. I don't know. I'm on Billy's side because I know Billy.
All right.
But I'm wondering if I'd be on John's side if I know John or if somebody's really wrong.
You should go back to drinking heavily.
I have.
All right. I mean, no, what Jackie's saying is the problem is we just don't know the whole situation.
I think we should talk to the girl more. That is
all.
what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying.
He's trying to
That is not what Jackie's
What is Jackie saying?
at all.
Yeah, you see everything so clearly.
Jackie is, as usual, unable to make a choice. But
Right.
Jackie would do exactly what Billy did in this situation.
What would you have done, Robin, now that you know the facts?
I would have left.
You would have left the
Yeah.
show.
You're hired.
It's like if when we were in Washington and they brought in the grease man and they said to you, we're going to give you, I think they were going to give you $150,000.
It was a 5-year contract for, I don't know, close to $500,000 or
Right.
something.
You
Yeah.
made it easy for her. You asked her what she would do.
Well, hold it. Would you wait a second? They came to Robin. Robin and I had created a show together, and they said, we're going to bring in this Howard substitute, and you work with him. And here's $500,000 if you do it.
Billy does a good impression of you.
Does
practicing.
Really? Is that true, Billy?
What?
Hey, you're sweating. Look at your upper lip. You look like Nixon.
I was just drinking
Oh,
coffee.
yeah, I don't know, man.
I just spilled coffee all over my face.
Robin did walk out.
Well, that's very noble.
You got to admire that.
I do.
I wasn't mad for it.
I wish I could be a lot like
the
Robin.
Jews. I
Do you?
would not
Yes.
have been the one to exterminate the Jews.
Yeah, Robin would not have I can clearly say Robin would not have exterminated the Jews.
You wouldn't have taken like one of those pile drivers and shoveled skinny little bodies
Nope.
into ditches?
No.
Not me.
No Treblinka, no Auschwitz, no Sobibor, no...
None of that.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might have done it. Watching the people into the ovens, I could have done it. No, I don't know.
me.
I don't know. Well, I guess there's no resolution to this, is there, John? I guess it's a standoff.
The easiest resolution is an apology.
But I don't think Billy feels it's appropriate.
No,
I
it's
don't
not
think he's allowed
appropriate.
yet. It's not in the contract.
No, Billy feels, look, it's...
He didn't do anything wrong.
He feels he didn't do anything. He feels he didn't do anything
He
wrong.
was just following orders.
My dad would know the answer to this. My dad is good at stuff
Oh,
like
why
this.
don't we call him?
Want to call my dad?
Yeah.
Gary, get my dad on the phone. See if he's been listening. If he hasn't been listening, I don't want to
Then
explain the whole
don't,
thing.
but
Yeah.
If he has, it would be interesting to hear what he has to say.
My dad would know who's right in this situation.
King Solomon.
Yeah, he's like that. She chopped me and my sister in half. We were Siamese twins. I think this is healthy, what's going on here. By the way,
it's a cleansing.
John Kay, the creator of Ren and Stimpy, even though you wouldn't know it from watching the Conan show.
Or, yeah,
Right.
listening to Billy.
John Kay, the creator of Ren and Stimpy, has come out with a whole new line of products and comics called Comic Book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's some pretty funny stuff.
We're getting your dad on the phone now, but it's funny because Ralph and I are having a huge argument in the office.
What does Ralph say?
Well, I side with Billy.
Yeah.
And Ralph sides with John because I said, Ralph says, hey, Billy owes John. And I said, no, John hired Billy to do a job.
Right.
He did the job well, as John would have liked him to.
Right.
And it's not like Billy conspired to get rid of John. John left. But Ralph's saying that Billy owes him big time and he stabbed him in the back.
Stuttering John, where do you stand?
Well, was John responsible for getting Billy's job? Like, did you say that you wanted Billy to work
No,
there?
Stuttering John, where's
Yes.
my dad?
Yes.
He's on the phone.
Has he been listening?
I don't know. I just
Thank you.
I just got him on the phone. That's all I heard.
Hey, Dad. Dad?
Yeah.
You been listening to this?
Yes.
All right.
Good.
What do you think is the answer here?
Well, first of all, we have to establish what the relationship was prior to what happened.
Howard, can I say one thing?
In other words,
Jackie, let my dad handle this.
But there's one thing we don't know is did the producers know Billy could do the other voice before they got rid of him? In other words, did they have him lined
Well,
up? in their
I think
mind?
there's enough guys who can do Peter Lorre. Right. It's not like Billy's the only one. Even I can do that. Hey, look at this, Rand. We got a big problem. Even I do that.
no. Here's the thing: was he just working for the people who were producing this show? In other words, he wasn't working for the John, was he?
He was working for me, yeah.
Oh, he was working for you.
Yeah, he was working for John.
So you were his employer.
Right.
Well, then it's employer-employee relationship.
Right.
Now, this guy, Billy was just an employee. So
right.
It had to do with the posture he had to take, as far as what he's concerned with his relationship to you, that if he felt as an employee, he didn't have other employees to walk out on. Were any other employees walking on?
50 of them. Right?
In other words, was it like a labor action? In other words, if you belong to a union.
They fired the whole studio.
They fired the whole studio,
and
John's studio.
Most of the people stayed with us, and a few people went with Billy.
You know, the only question I have, why in God's name did they fire the whole studio?
They fired the studio because they felt they could do it cheaper and...
Creative differences.
They didn't, honestly what happened was they didn't really want to take it over. They wanted us to keep doing it,
right?
But just with them in charge.
Right. And you didn't want them in charge.
They offered to buy me out, too.
Right.
And I said no. No,
because you had some integrity.
Well, I knew what was going to happen to the show. I knew it was going to die.
Right.
Which it did.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be part of that. You know.
So basically, Billy was fired too.
After 3 years.
And rehired.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying. At the time this action was taken,
yeah, he was fired.
Right. And so it has to do with.
What happened was everybody took advantage of Nickelodeon because Nickelodeon didn't think that we were going to.
Walk.
Yeah, they didn't think that we'd do it. They thought that I'd knuckle under and say, okay, we'll keep doing it. No. And most of us stayed. And everybody had them by the balls.
Right.
If they had balls.
But if a few didn't crack.
Well, how many guys went back? Just Billy was the only one?
No, there was a few.
See, so they did break. And in other words, if this thing had been organized correctly, I mean, I have to say this, with you and all the other people, I don't know how it was done, that you were going to stand together.
Yeah, did you talk to Billy and tell him we have to stand together?
Yes, he already said that Billy had said, yes, I'm going with you.
Oh.
Well, then it's a question of his judgment, his morality. If he felt he had to go back. Listen, there's a lot of times there are strikes. Like you read in the paper all the time, there's a strike, and then some people do go back. It's a question of the pressure on them. And
so you're not going to have a decision either, Ben.
Well, no, the decision is that
it's a very hard decision.
No, I'll tell you what the decision is. If he had agreed to stay out, then he did the wrong thing. That's what I'm telling you.
Right.
I'm getting to that point. If Billy had said at the point, listen, I'm with you, we're going to go out, then he's wrong for going back. Because that's not right. It's like saying a guy goes and organizes everybody to go out, they all go out, and he goes back in. That's not right.
Right.
So that's what I'm telling you is my decision. So if you lay that out, that's the point.
All right, Billy. My dad says you did the wrong thing.
Thanks, Ben.
Look, I'm not looking at names. I'm looking at the situation.
All right, thank you, Dad. I told you he's like Solomon.
Yeah,
right.
He sorted it all out.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Pop.
Bye.
Well, there you go, John. My dad is for you.
You always have to take your dad's advice.
Billy, you might have to apologize to John based on my father.
I can't do it.
Can't do it. Still think you're right?
Yeah.
How come?
Because it was a job that was offered me, and I took it.
Right.
But why did you say you would go out with him in the first place?
I remember a flurry of a conversation.
A flurry?
Yes, John calling me with kind of a standardized conversation that he had laid on a lot of different people.
Right.
And people would call me and go, "Did you get the call from John?" I said, I'm waiting for it. I said, "Oh boy, he's likening all of this to Nazi Germany and the Blitzkrieg," and I said, "Well, I'll handle it when I get it."
Right. All right.
I'll
so you know what?
handle it when I get it.
Let's leave it like this, guys. It's not clear who's normal here.
Yeah, because I don't know what Billy's talking about now.
Yeah, I know. Who knows?
I didn't say that Billy was a backstabber, but my point I was making to Gary is I just thought Billy owed the guy. He gave him a great opportunity, and money is money, but sometimes you owe somebody something. You know?
There you go. All right, well.
And then you got to think of what John said. He knew that they were going to ruin his strip and it was going to die.
John's a little backstabber, so don't listen to John. I'm talking about John, Stuttering John.
No, I'm talking about John here.
Not you, John.
John K.
Oh, I thought you meant Stuttering John.
No.
Oh.
John says that he knew that what Nickelodeon wanted to do was going to kill his
strip. But what if John K. was delusional? Maybe Nickelodeon wasn't going to really be all that rough. Maybe they were being reasonable. They just wanted to have a little creative
control.
He's
the artist, and he obviously knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, because it did get ruined.
Yeah, it's not funny anymore.
Right.
It keeps coming around like there was one person involved, me.
Yeah.
The point wasn't whether or not I had a job or not. It was that it was the first cartoon in years that was a real cartoon, a kind of cartoon that Billy and guys like me and Jim Smith, my partner, like to watch ourselves.
Right.
We finally got the chance to work on them. And all of us had been frustrated creatively for
years.
Billy had been frustrated too. He had a hard time, like all of us.
Right.
And finally, here was this one solid thing where everybody, all the wackiest people, the craziest people in the business got together, finally proved to the world we can do something really great. And if this thing keeps going, we'll have 10 shows. And we'll be doing movies. We'll do this, that, and the other thing. And a few people sold out that whole concept, sold themselves out. They didn't just sell me out.
Oh, boy.
They sold themselves out. They ruined their own chances for the future of creative cartoons.
Wow.
They set back the whole industry like 10 years.
Wow.
Now we got to build it up again from scratch. We have to take all the same risks again that we took for years so that we can hire the next generation of Billy Wests and give them an opportunity.
That's right. Well, Billy...
Suddenly I went from being really powerful to the guy who set the industry back 10 years.
I know.
Well, it wasn't,
in one...
It wasn't one guy. I mean,
well, all right. Listen, this is all... Listen, what... Yes. I didn't know cartoons were this important.
We're talking about cartoons.
Yeah, we're
but come on, but John is very passionate about his craft.
Yeah, Jackie, just like you are about those stupid jokes.
But my feeling comes from, I remember at Channel 9 when Billy got the job, and I was working with him a lot, he was really, really excited to have that job. To him, it was exactly what John described. It was like a dream come true. It was doing the wild, creative thing.
Right, but Billy was hired because he was talented, not because he was getting some handout.
Yeah, no. But it was he gave him an opportunity.
Right.
I mean, nobody else was hiring Billy to do a wacky, wild cartoon.
There were tons of talented people that could not get work doing what they were good at.
Right. Well, there you go. Well...
No, I always thank John for the opportunity.
Right.
I did, and
Except
I used to
on
tell
Conan O'Brien
people
and
how
Jay Leno.
I can't go on other shows and talk about how brilliant you are. I told you
but when
face
they
to
ask you-
face. I told you on the phone. I said, you're brilliant. I think you're a genius. You're a firebrand. You were a wake-up call to the industry. You know, what more do you want from me except a good job when I worked for you? That's all I would owe any employer.
Right.
And I would give any employer a great job, more than 100%.
Right.
But he couldn't say anything nice about John on a place where somebody could hear it. Okay.
The agenda wasn't to sit there and talk about John, I guess.
Could have said a nice thing.
All right, okay. Listen.
How did you come up with the voice for Ren and Stimpy? That was the question.
That wasn't the question. I said the voices.
Well, I was always
described
supposed
them.
to be Ren.
Right.
I was always supposed to be Ren.
Well, in the very beginning, yeah. Well, that's the call I got.
I decided to put myself out of work right from the beginning.
You brought me over to Nickelodeon and said, I want you to do these two voices. You're a quick study. You can do it. You can do it. And you dragged me in a closet at Nickelodeon and here, listen to this and read the script. Read it again. We got to talk to these women over here, and you know.
Well, that part would have been nice in the conversation. Somebody dragged you over there to do that.
Yeah, but I think it would have been all over the place. It would have been a little incongruous, you know.
Right. Who created Ren and Stimpy? Oh, gee, I don't know. I mixed in a little bit of Burl Ives and Kirk Douglas and Peter Lorre.
All right.
It would have been incongruous to say.
I had to perform the characters, and I described what they were.
I love arguments.
You're a bad boy, Billy. Come on, just admit it.
You know what? This does sound like one of those Nuremberg trials.
Spank him. Spank him, Howard.
All right. All right. Listen, you two obviously. Are you now friends? Is it out in the open, or it's over? All right.
At least we all know where we stand.
I know it's getting.
We
couldn't get any thicker in here.
Where's Billy's wife in all of this?
This is all
She's letting
one-sided.
him go
It's
down
like
in
you know,
flames.
there's anger and there's
Right.
Gee whiz, you know.
Well, where do you think that anger comes from, Billy?
Predetermined.
All right. Listen, you guys. I want to congratulate John Kay on his new cartoon. I think that there's some new excitement in
I
the
guess
industry.
the industry is moving ahead. Forget the Billy fiasco.
Look for a comic book. This is the characters. You can see them here. One of them's a hot chick with big cans and nice legs. Who drew that? You?
She's underage, too.
Yeah, very nice. Hey now. Could Billy work on that one? If you get it into... Come on, let bygones be bygones. Billy, you could do a voice for this chick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sexy little voice.
I couldn't get through his agent. He'll gouge me.
Oh. Well, anyway, listen.
I now see where that reference is.
Yeah, I got it. Now I got it.
All right.
All right, and I want to thank the beautiful Leslie, who is John's assistant, who stands by him no matter what.
Stand by your boss.
That's right. Stand by your boss. And John, obviously, you're a brilliant animator and a brilliant man. I'm not afraid to say it. And Billy isn't either.
You'll give him credit, won't you, Howard?
I'll give you credit. I'm going to go on Letterman and talk about you. What do you think of that? I would like a little of this voiceover work myself, and I won't gouge you.
Thanks, Howard.
Look at me. Ooh, ah, wee. How's that? Not bad, right?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I could do that crap.
You can do it cheaper than.
It's not hard. Yeah, I can draw better than Koreans, too. All right. We're going to take a break. John Kay, thank you for being our guest today. Billy, welcome to your nightmare. And this is like a what is that show where they bring out people from their life?
This was your life.
This is your life. Yeah, this was like This Is Your Life.
I don't think it ever ended like this, though.
John, tell me something. The cartoon, The Critic, awful? Yes. True. Be honest.
The worst.
The worst.
The worst.
The cartoon.
What's the other one?
What's the new one out? I saw.
What's the other cartoon? The Critic?
Not The Critic, but the other one.
The one with the psychiatrist?
Yes.
I don't know what it's called.
Bad? All these cartoons? You don't see anything all that creative coming out, do you?
Well, Beavis and Butthead's great.
Yeah, I like them too. That's the only one. That's the only one. Well, there you go.
Thank goodness Billy didn't work on that one.
It would have been over with.
Yep.
All right, John, Leslie, thank you so much, and we'll be back after these words.
So you think everything's patched up between you and Billy now?
It didn't look like it.
It didn't look like it?
It would be nice, but it
You think you're going to call him or something after this? Or?
Just a little apology is all I need.
Is that what you were hoping for?
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. At least not till the show's over.
Yeah. Is that what you came in here with the intentions of?
No. I wasn't sure whether Billy was going to be on it or not. I was kind of hoping to be a little happier.
Yeah. Expect a hug or something from him?
But that's the Howard show, so I guess.
Yeah. So, I mean, would you ever attempt to call him and maybe try to patch things up?
Well, I actually think that that's on his side now.
So the ball's
That's up
in
to
his
him.
court.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, John. Thanks for coming.
Okay.
And hope to see you soon.
Bye.